The darkness of the beginning, the Big Bang, creation myths, and a little love. 1. The darkness of the beginning. The world is shrouded in darkness. It is everywhere, it was in the past, it is in the present, and it will be in the future. But at some point in time, there was light. Light is not always there, but it is momentary because it disappears. In many creation myths, there was darkness in the beginning, and out of the darkness came light. We can also see light in the darkness in pictures of the universe taken by astronomical telescopes. In these pictures of the universe, space is motionless, but light is shimmering and matter is moving and changing. In creation mythology, darkness means chaos. Chaos means disorder, where nothing is set in stone. This is where light comes in and the cosmos begins to emerge. The darker the darkness, the more responsive it is to light. It is easy to change. This is a state of being that is prone to order. The greater the degree of disorder, the greater the number of choices and the greater the diversity. When there is order, there are fewer choices and it is harder to change. When there are fewer choices, it's harder to maintain order. This leads to disorder, which in turn leads to new order. This cycle of disorder and order creates new life. 2. Creation. The book of Genesis describes the fullness of life. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind, on the earth," and it was so. God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So God created man in his own image, in the image of God he created him, male and female he created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." All kinds of life exist in the heavens, on the earth, and in the water. There is a diversity of life. Even when there is death, new life is born again, and there is fullness of life. In many creation myths, God, the heavens, the earth, and living things live in harmony to form a great world of life. The world was created by the Creator. However, because of its great diversity, all things are different from each other even without divine intervention, so spontaneous organization arises from change and balance. In the absence of humans, nature recovers and ecosystems cycle. The wide range of choices that diversity provides makes this world full of life. This text speaks of the fullness of life. He told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven that a woman took and hid in 3 measures of flour, till it was all leavened. Matthew 13:33. 3. Big Bang. According to physics, the universe began with the Big Bang. A small amount of very high energy matter and space became the universe in a giant explosion about 13.8 billion years ago. According to this theory, before the explosion, all the matter and energy that exists in the universe today was trapped in a small point. At the moment of the explosion, at 0 seconds of cosmic time, matter and energy exploded from that tiny point and began to move away from each other. This matter and energy formed galaxies and the celestial objects within them. This theory is based on Edwin Hubble's observations that the universe is expanding. In an unimaginable explosion, the universe was created in less than a second. This is another form of creationism. What they have in common is that after the creation of the universe, matter changed and light shone. The difference is the duration and the beginning of the creation. The former is 6 days, while the latter is less than a second. In the former, the universe began in chaos, while in the latter, it began in a big explosion. However, if the current universe was contained in a single point before the big explosion, there would be no time and space, so there would be no change, and there would be no light and darkness. So how did the universe enter a changing world? It seems that dark matter and dark energy were not there from the beginning, but came later. So where did they come from? Another question is, when did darkness exist? Light cannot create darkness. Expanding faster than the speed of light in a Big Bang would mean that the universe existed before there was space-time, which is questionable. I'm not talking about the Big Bang Theory in terms of creation myths being correct. The creation myth is a religious viewpoint, so it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. The question is whether the Big Bang Theory is a scientific theory and therefore a perfect explanation. 4. Cycles in the universe and ecosystems. One of the bases for the Big Bang Theory was that when Hubble observed the stars with his telescope, they were moving away from each other. He thought they were accelerating and expanding. When he reversed time, the stars came together at a point, which he thought was where the big explosion came from. This accelerated expansion causes space to expand in a linear motion, like a balloon being inflated, but instead of moving away, nearby galaxies are attracting each other. If you look at the Earth, the Sun, and the Milky Way, they don't move in a straight line, but in a curved motion. The Andromeda Galaxy is also moving closer to the Milky Way, but it is moving in a curved motion. It is difficult for the universe to move in a straight line continuously. The reason why distant galaxies are moving away is because they have different rotational motions. If the rotation of a group of distant galaxies is different from the rotation of the Earth, the stars can move away without the universe expanding. Currently, the Hubble constant, which measures the rate at which the universe is receding, is not constant. So it is unlikely that the stars are moving in a straight line and expanding at an accelerated rate. The rotational motion of the universe is important because, among other things, it has a deep connection to life. The rotation of the universe is not a return to the old universe. It is the transformation of the existing universe into a new universe. The universe is endlessly transformed into a new universe. Just as the universe is being transformed, natural ecosystems are constantly being transformed into new ecosystems through the cycle of life. This is a passage from the Apocalypse about life. He who was seated on the throne said, "Behold, I am making all things new." Also he said, "Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true." And he said to me, "It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty I will give from the spring of the water of life without payment." Life force is the force that moves us all forward, and is the ultimate force that transforms the universe. The diversity of life, and the active interactions of the open world, make the universe a new world. The strong, weak, electromagnetic, and gravitational forces, as physicists call them, are the partial forces that make up life and the matter of the universe. Because these forces are finite, everything changes. Time is created. Interactions create new equilibria, but even these change over time. That's why Jesus Christ said that only the Lord is good. What is the point of a lifeless universe? It's not a question of whether there is a God or not. Every single person, animal, and plant is necessary for this world to exist and for the universe to exist. The amount of darkness in the universe is beyond human comprehension. The amount of light in the universe is extremely small. It makes no sense to think that such a small amount of light could create the darkness of the universe. Also, since matter is moving and changing in space, it seems contradictory that it would have gathered at a single point to create space. In other words, the Big Bang Theory states that when matter changes, time and space also change. 5. The universe and infinite being. Somewhere along the line, creation myths faded from our minds. We've even come to see it as superstition. The natural life of our cosmic ancestors became a distant memory. The fullness of life has begun to be compromised. Climate change is making nature's ecosystems less and less resilient. We don't understand the meaning of the life force in nature that creation myths speak of. Even as the deep darkness of the universe envelopes our world, all life has existed for a very long time, as if life were a given. Space gives the sun and earth room to move. The sun constantly shines, allowing life to exist in the darkness. The earth rotates and revolves, creating day and night and seasons, allowing life to be conceived and born. Time makes us forget the good and the bad. It is a companion that allows us to move on to new life, especially after difficult and painful experiences. The harmony of the sun and the earth, time and space, keeps life alive. The harmony of the sun and earth, time and space, keeps life alive. This is the leap of life. It is a completely different world from the world where time and space change according to changes in matter. Imagine if you were outside the earth, in an abyss of space, and all the life on earth was alive and breathing. It would be amazing. This cannot be accomplished by matter, nor by any law or theory. It can only be done by an infinite being. Otherwise, life would be the result of countless accidents. Life involves many parts of the universe centered on the sun. There is an indescribable flexibility, warmth, and long wait in this process. In this world, countless changes lead to life. In this sense, the Big Bang Theory is not nature's way of doing things. It seems to be the human way of causing destructive climate change. Almost all the laws, theories, regulations, and institutions of society, economics, religion, and so on, fail to capture the story of nature. This is because nature is about subtle and delicate change. 6. Little love. The words of Jesus Christ give life and light to the smallest things without discrimination. No matter how many there are, each one is given life and light. Life is open to everyone. The words of Jesus Christ do not ask us to be the same, but to respect each other. We must go to the open world. Only then can we fill each other's gaps, and together we can become the greatest force, the light of life that illuminates the darkness of the universe. At present, people tend to suffer and destroy others in the name of justice, ideology, and theory, and consider it a natural sacrifice. Jesus Christ did not speak of sacrificing others. He spoke of self-sacrifice, bearing the suffering of others. He didn't speak of ideology or justice. His words speak of an infinitely open world. In Jesus Christ's words, there is good and evil together, light and darkness together, creation and destruction together, and all pain and life together. Therefore, just as life begins with the smallest act of love, the door to life is open to the smallest act of love. Therefore, we should always stay away from words that create hatred or animosity through definitions, ideologies, and theories. Jesus' words about love are simple, but they mean a lot. If a man has 100 sheep, and one of them has gone astray, does he not leave the 99 on the mountains and go in search of the one that went astray? And if he finds it, truly, I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 that never went astray. So it is not the will of my Father, who is in heaven, that one of these little ones should perish.